Literally every moment you spend doubting yourself, you could be using to fuel your passions and your dreams and your dream life. All of the thoughts that you spend assuming you're not that bitch already are thoughts you could be using to think that you're already that bitch. That's how the law of assumption works. You've got to assume that you already are her, or him, or them, or they, or zer. I don't know. Neo pronouns. I fuck with y'all. And so consider that all of this time that you spend doubting yourself, beating up on yourself is so unnecessary. It is so unnecessary. And this is coming from somebody who is seasonally depressed. I have the worst case of seasonal depression I have ever seen. Last year, I was in the Guinness Book of World Records for this, and I'm trying not to be in it this year, alright? I got myself a happy lamp, which just so happens to be a very bright lamp, and it's a perfect YouTuber lamp. So I'm happy about it. But here's the thing. You are your worst hater, but you also have the potential to be your best supporter, because at the end of the day, the way that you can support yourself, the way that you can show up for yourself, the way that you can be 137,000% in on yourself, you were really supportive of yourself, you were really like, yes, like I'm gonna ride for my shawty, which is me, you would come to know a kind of support that you've never known in your entire life. Think about the person who supported you most in your hardest times. When I think about this, I think about teachers that really supported me throughout high school and elementary school. If you really went in on yourself and went in on your dreams, you would witness a kind of support that you've never witnessed before, because nobody can support you better than you can. I'm serious. Like, you're the one who's gonna wake up with yourself every single day. You're the one who's going to be like your ride or die bestie from the moment you're born, from the day that you die. And so, are you gonna fulfill your destiny? Are you gonna fulfill your destiny? Because in my life, I know for a fact that a partner, and by the way, I'm manifesting a girlfriend right now. I really want to be partnered right now. But I know for a fact that whoever I'm dating will never, ever, ever, ever be the permission slip to be my dream person. She will never, ever come close to fulfilling my destiny for me. She might support me. She better, otherwise I'm not going to be with her. But she might support me. She might be there for me. She might go out of her way to pick me up when I'm down, right? Or really hold me or be there for me. Or maybe my best friends might do this for me. But at the end of the day, nobody's going to that open mic with a song she learned the same day. But I did today, just now. And I embarrassed myself. I sounded like shit. I kept pausing a million times, right? But my goal wasn't to be good. My goal was to do it. Hey love, are you feeling lonely this winter? Join us in a community call where you can be trans and limitless. Leave your fear and shame at the door and receive the healing that can only come with genuine queer community, co-regulation, and nervous system attunement. If you're looking for a soft place to land, this is it. I'll see you in our community calls. Bye. Well, actually, my intention was I'm already so depressed, so I might as well just feel the anxiety of doing an open mic performance, just because it would be a change of pace, and the adrenaline I look for in romance, I could just give that to myself. Because, I'm gonna be honest, I have looked for the wrong things in people. I have looked for stress and burnout and anxiety in other people. And so, in my process of manifesting a girlfriend, I'm going to take those feelings that I shouldn't be experiencing with her, and I'm going to experience it with my music. I'm going to be anxious for the sake of showing up at the open mic. I'm going to be scared and fearful for the sake of showing up at the open mic. And I'm going to humiliate myself and embarrass myself for the sake of getting better. And now I don't really have time for a dramatic relationship, because I have a dramatic relationship with my art, right? I put myself in situations where I'm anxious, fearful, scared, attached, disheartened, discouraged. But it's all for the sake of the end goal, which is to be the greatest musician of all time. That is truly my goal. My goal is to be the greatest musician of all time, of my time, of my life, my universe, my time. And I'm the only bitch in my universe, so I think it's very feasible and plausible for me to be the greatest of all time. in my universe, right? And so if my goal is to be the greatest of all time, I need to make the mistakes of a goated artist, which is to be shitty, bad, like literally a beginner, a noob. I'm really not the type of person to entertain conversations of like, oh, I wish, okay? Keep dreaming. I don't know. Like I'm not that kind of person. I am very tactical, practical. Some might even say utilitarian. I see a goal and I'm gonna break it down into steps. And I'm not the type to really complain. And I like this quote of, don't think about an enemy longer than the time it takes to fight said enemy. That's just me. That's how I roll. I can be the push that some people might need when it comes to pursuing your dreams. It's not a shiny road. It's not that fun. Actually, most of the time, it's sad and depressing. And depending on whatever else is going on in your life, it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be fun. But the point is not for it to be easy and fun all the time. The point is for you to build the kind of character you want to build. And that's why I really like law of assumption and like assuming you're already the person that you want to be. When you assume that you are the person you want to be, let's say I already assume that I'm the greatest artist of all time. Number one, it eliminates what other people think of me, because my assumption is that I'm the greatest artist of all time. So who cares if you think I'm bad? I might be, I probably am, but I'm literally the greatest artist of all time. So whatever you say doesn't matter to me. Number two, the greatest artist of all time is going to make art every day and is going to trust the process. The greatest artist of all time probably has a lot of successes under her belt. She probably has won Grammys and awards and played in front of large audiences of people. And so my assumption is that I've already done this, and which makes any mistake that I make now or any bad performance that I make now fine, because I'm already the greatest of all time. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the perspective with which I approach my art. It's how I'm able to grow fast. It's how I'm able to create things and fail and fall on my face and fail forward. Like, if you're not at least embarrassed by your first draft, honey, you launched your project too soon. Like, I mean, too late. Yeah, you launched your project too late if you're not at least a little bit embarrassed by it. This is the nature of art, of being an artist. It's not like design. Design answers, art questions. And if you want to be a designer, help yourself. But if you want to be an artist, you're gonna have to lean into the uncertainty and create from that place. Create from fear, create from disaster, create from chaos, create from a bad attitude, and let that fuel you and let that inspire you. I do this with everything. Like, I already assume that I speak like a girl. My assumption is I speak like a girl, I talk like a girl. My voice is the tone of a woman's, the resonance of a woman's. That's my assumption. I don't assume that I need to do voice training. I assume that I naturally speak like a woman. And how can that assumption not manifest? Tell me. I don't even have to do voice training. I just have to speak, because my assumption is I already speak like a woman or like a girl. This is how you change your life really fast. You assume you already are the person, and then you don't need a process. You don't need habits. You don't need nervous system regulation. Even though I do focus on all of three of these, because I think that everything helps. But this shit works. Like, it works. It works because the law of assumption never fails you. You are what you assume. If you assume that you're becoming, you will be perpetually becoming, which is valid. If you assume you're gonna need 6 months to become a certain type of person or a certain person, by all means assume that. It will then take you 6 months to be that kind of person. If you assume that you need a process, by the end of the process you're gonna get there, but you would have needed that process, which is valid and fine. I use processes too. But at the end of the day, you can make an instantaneous shift and persist in it and completely ignore the 3D and be very devoted to who you are. And if that means you learn how to ignore things, learn how to compartmentalize things, take your time. I have been consciously manifesting, and by the way, you're always manifesting. You've been manifesting since the moment you were born. You're probably just doing it unconsciously, which is fine, which is where we all start. I've been consciously manifesting for the past 3 3 to 4 months, and I've been aware of manifestation or spirituality for a while, but I've only been practicing the law of assumption for the past 3 to 4 months. I have manifested teal cars, pink cars. I manifested 3 cars in my city, which is a small city. And I keep seeing those same 3 pink cars all the time. Well, I keep seeing 2 of them. With the other pink one, I haven't seen in a while. I have pictures as well. I've manifested amazing roommates who are trans. Ding, ding, ding. I manifested free rave tickets. I have manifested a best friend who lives within 2 minutes of me, and we met at the pole studio. I have manifested a lot of things. And over my experimentation in the past 3.5 to 4 months, I have found what works for me. And so the way that I speak is going to be informed by my specific perspective, and it's going to be informed by my specific experiences of what has worked for me. As you get into conscious manifestation, or as you become aware that your dominant thoughts create your reality, your assumptions create your reality, you can change your reality like that. You can make the shift. You can make that vibrational shift, that feeling shift, that vibrational shift, and you'll notice it and you'll start to get good at it. However, and it's going to be like based on who you are. Because my limitations and my blocks, my biology, my physiology, my psychology, my goals for life, my intention for life is going to be different from yours. My limiting beliefs are different from yours. And so the way that I manifest is going to be different from the way that you manifest. The processes that I might use, the methods that I might use might be different from the methods and processes that you use. Like robotic affirming, saturation, visualizing, assumptions, acting as if, action or no action, effort or no effort, right? It's gonna look differently for each person. And as you learn to consciously manifest, you're gonna figure out all those little tweaks, right? All those little things that are interesting to you or that appeal to you. And the world is your oyster, sweetie pie. The world is your oyster, but you have to know and remember that you are God. You are the creator. You are not a victim. You are no victim. And that's gonna ruffle a couple feathers, but I truly, for myself, I don't see myself as a victim at all. I do not see myself as a victim. I see myself as the creator. I see myself as God. This is the kind of reality I want for trans people. I want you to be so fully empowered in yourselves, so delusional, so audacious, so confident, so powerful and magnetic, that you stop assuming that people are going to reject you because you're trans, and you start assuming that you are magnetic because you are trans. You are powerful because you are you as you are. The biggest block in manifestation is believing there is a block, or believing that you cannot receive certain things because of who you are. So if there's anything I'm gonna leave you with, or that I want to leave you with, is that you do not need anything extra. You do not need to change a thing to get everything you want. Matter of fact, you are the exception. And if you assume you are the exception, you will be the exception. This is my experience. I assume I am the exception. I don't know how, I don't know what, I don't know where, but I just assume that I am the exception, and I just happen to be.